Do you hate yourself any less, or is that maintaining its kind of present trajectory?
Do you still not want kids? Because I seriously don't want kids. I always wanted one kid, and then the reality of it is, because now that I'm engaged, kids are now in my wheelhouse. Like, that's something that could be in my future, and it terrifies me. I look at other people and their kids, and I look at, living in Crouch End, and we're moving to Muswell Hill, and it's just like there's mummies everywhere, and it just looks like a fucking nightmare.
Did you start brushing your teeth in the morning like you said you would? Or do you still use gum when you leave the house and pretend that it's just as good?
Have you trained Wolfie up to sit and wait in the park? Is he not hurting the family anymore? Just sum up the advances you've made with your dog Wolfie in the last year, because I know that you really wanted to get on that.
One of your big goals for 2016, or the back half of 2016, was to actually sign with a live agent, or an agent, any agent. Have you actually managed to do that?
Have you spoken to your dad yet? That's a heavy question, if ever there was one.
Oh, on a personal level, you were moving in with your girlfriend as soon as this, actually, this the minute this podcast is over. You're going in and moving with a girl. You haven't had a girlfriend in a couple of years. The last girlfriend you had hurt your feelings, so this is a big step for you. How are you feeling about it? I hope it's going really well. Actually, if it's going the way you think it should by this point, you should be married and have children. 9 children.
Okay, so this might be weird to hear because you're currently, so this might be kind of weird to hear, but you're currently going through your first breakup ever, I guess. Your first breakup from a big relationship anyway. And you sort of, left under good terms, but under very specific terms, or, I guess I just want to know, have you spoken to this person since? And, you agreed that you would want to have them back in your life once you were both ready. Are you ready? Are they back? What's that like? I guess that's the biggest one. I could ask you a million questions about that, but I'm sure there's a lot to talk about.
Have you ever wondered what a difference a year makes? How stuff that can seem so important now might seem irrelevant in 1, 2, 3, 6 months' time, or even minutes after you've formulated the thought? Have you ever wondered how projects got into their final state versus how the creator thought they would pan out at the start? Have you ever wanted to travel through time and space to see the mind of a creative person before and after a large project? If you have, this is the podcast for you. For as long as I can remember, I've been interested and slightly obsessed by the concept of time travel. I love how, in a way, we are all time travellers, but we can only really move in one direction, forward. Albert Einstein said that the past, present and future is nothing but a stubborn, persistent illusion. At some point, every day, everyone, in one way or another, wants to travel through time, either to right a wrong, experience a happier time again, or say a witty comeback to a heckler that you couldn't think of at the time. Time is one of those things that you can't get any more of, and you don't know how much of it you'll get in your lifetime. How you use it, and how much you get done is totally up to you. As I constantly remind myself, the one and only similarity between myself and Beyonce is that we both only have 24 hours in a day. The experience of time is a subjective state that we all fluctuate through. Sometimes it feels like it's moving fast, other times it feels like it isn't moving at all, but ultimately we are all experiencing this same second right now. But what you're experiencing will be totally different to what I'm experiencing. Time, like so many things we perceive, is subjective, and we cannot fully share the moments that we are in because everyone has a different understanding of it. So to what you might look like a successful project, might look to the creator like a complete and utter failure. Hello and welcome to the Audio Time Capsule. I'm your host, comedian Simon Kane, and this is just an introduction to the podcast so that you know what to expect from this project. The basic concept is in each episode, the guest comes on and leaves 15 to 20 questions for their future self to answer in a year's time. Then I edit it together so they are talking to their past self. I'm recording this in August of 2016 at the Sweets venue in the Apex Hotel in the Grassmarket during the Edinburgh Fringe Festival before my first guest arrives. And I've recorded this in September of 2017. Hi, I'm Simon from the future. Hello, Simon from the future. What is it like in 2017? Well, you're still doing more editing than you'd like, although you did just get back from the Edinburgh Fringe Festival 2017, which was awesome. That sounds amazing. How did it go? I think we should save questions like that for our time capsule. It just seems like a really self-indulgent thing to go into massive questions like that in the introduction to another podcast project. Yeah, that makes sense. I would like to know one thing though. As you're sat here recording the intro to the podcast, you think it's going to be about time travel and the creative process at work. Did it end up being about that, or did it end up being about something else? Well, having sat in an edit suite for the past 2 days trying to work out some of the kinks of the intro episodes, what I found most interesting is it is about time travel and the creative process for that individual artist, but it was also about their human side, their fears, worries, anxieties. It kind of morphed into a project about what keeps them awake at night and what gets them out of bed in the morning. Some of the questions they've asked I wouldn't dare ask, and I wouldn't have even thought of because I'm not in their head. But if you can imagine all the questions that you have about the future, all the little worries that reoccur and repeat in your brain, all the things you'd never tell anyone because there's never a good time, or they probably wouldn't be interested anyway, or because you're not sure how they're going to get going and you didn't want to look foolish by getting too excited about a potential opportunity. Those are the questions I've been getting, and those are the answers people have been giving. And it's been a real privilege to get inside the mind of a performer in such a rare way and see the human condition at play and them at their most fragile and vulnerable states. That's amazing. But it is still about time travel, right? It is still about time travel, yes. You were like this a year ago, and it drove me insane. It is about time travel, but more than that, it is about owning your thoughts, feelings, and actions in a very real and very accountable way. I think we've made our point and got across the concept really well. Have you got anything else you'd like to add? Yeah, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to JD Henshaw at the Sweets venue in Edinburgh, who gave us some quiet rooms to record a lot of these during the Edinburgh Fringe Festivals in 2016 and 2017. Cheers JD, you are a legend. He's been more than supportive in both Edinburgh festivals. I can't thank him enough. No, seriously, he won't let anything go. I can't thank him enough. Now that we've got the intro out of the way, why not download the first episode and see what questions that guest left in their audio time capsule. So from me in 2017 and from me in 2016, thanks for listening.